people just don't realize it. This is like a quick little rant. Gaming is so expensive because you spend $70 on a game, and then not only are you going to spend $70 on a game, you're going to have to buy cosmetics in the game, and that could cost anywhere between $5.99 to $29.99. And then on top of that, every season it's something different that you're gonna want to buy. So it's like you're gonna be putting countless amounts of money into this game when it just doesn't affect nothing. I feel the same way about Destiny with the Halloween stuff. Yeah, they have the free event that you can do, but hey, invest $10 and you can get some extra stuff that you're probably just gonna let sit in the vault and never use again. So a couple of emotes or something that you're never gonna do. It's just I don't know. It's just I've taken a step back from Overwatch, but it doesn't surprise me that they had an issue. Um, over the years, we've seen the issues. We've seen the Rise of Iron issues. Um, pretty much every Destiny release has had an issue. So I just don't think we should be having these issues in 2022. Queue times. It's no reason I should have to sit in a queue and 40,000 people be ahead of me in a queue, and I literally have to wait an hour and a half, 2 hours just to get in the middle of a game and get booted, and then have 600,000 people ahead of me now. Yeah, that's pointless.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. That's I remember when they told me that shit. Wow, like ain't no fucking way. But before you do go, Jimmy, right quick, that the microtransactions in fucking Overwatch 2 is ridiculous. Like it's like really ridiculous. Like $26 for a skin. Like come on, bro. Like you can go and play Street Fighter and get a character for like $5.99 or $10 or something like that. A whole character for that much money, and you want me to pay $26 for a skin? Like nah, bro. And then like they normal skins are like $20, which is like
Hella expensive, bro. We're talking
exactly
about
like
10-year-old skins. 6, 7-year-old skins are expensive as hell, like 3,000 coins, and it's just like, come on, man. Y'all can't be doing this to us like this.
yeah, you can legit go on like Street Fighter, Tekken, any fighting game pretty much, and you can get like I'm gonna say anywhere between 5 to like 10 skins for like $10, $15 or some shit like that. And Overwatch wants to give us $26 for a skin that doesn't have any like animations to it or no like special features to the skin or nothing like that. Now, if you was to tell me I had to pay $26 for that new Genji skin, okay, maybe you might get me. That's only if it's my favorite character. I don't like Genji. I don't play with that, so I ain't paying $26 for nothing. Let that bitch would have been like Roadhog, Junkrat, who the fuck that May or somebody like that. Oh, Aricia, because that bitch is overpowered now. Yeah, $26. Yeah, sure, maybe. But that's for a mythic skin. But $26 for a legendary skin, you can miss me with that shit. My bad, Jimmy. You can go now.
Man, I just hope this game fails. If I'm gonna be honest, I hate Overwatch. I don't know.
I hope it fails.
I hope it fails. Overwatch isn't a good game. Overwatch community sucks too. If we're gonna go off that, I'm glad this game had a rocket start. I hope it stays rocket. I hope it gets worse. I don't want that game to fail and bomb. Fuck Blizzard. But I mean, the microtransaction thing. I mean, it's to be expected. It's Blizzard, Activision. They're money hungry. They want their money, so they're gonna make you spend as much as they can, or make you spend as much as you can to get as much money out of your pocket. It's just the way that battle pass is set up.
But see, the crazy thing is, Call of Duty. It technically they did it first. In a sense, they did it first. Like with the whole microtransaction, throwing shit into the battle pass. Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah.
had Fortnite, but as far as like big name titles go, Like, oh, I'm like, they did it first, and it's the same company, and I feel like you get a better value out of a Call of Duty battle pass than you do an Overwatch battle pass.
So I want to
Cause some of that
apologize to
shit in the
everybody for all the
battle
technical
pass on
difficulties. I'm at
Overwatch ain't
work,
even
so
worth it.
just
You
letting you
get
know.
like a
Everyone continue.
call sign, a spray,
And the thing
a
is,
emote, a couple of skins. Like, come on.
and the only
That's
thing
just
is
horrible.
for this Overwatch Battle Pass is you get the new character in that Battle Pass, and that's what makes the Battle Pass worth getting in the first place. Everything else is cosmetic on the Battle Pass, whereas on Call of Duty, the thing about the Battle Pass is the major stuff that you would want are free, like the new weapons on it, and everything else is just if you want to drop the $10, you get all the cosmetics, which is the call signs, the skins on the gun, skins on the characters. You don't even get like the new characters are free on that battle pass, but the game changing stuff on that battle pass, which the weapons are free 9 times out of 10. So you don't have to worry
The
about
blueprints.
the blueprints for the weapons and
Yeah.
stuff are normally free, or even just the new weapons they release on the battle pass are normally free in the first place. So you don't have to worry about dropping $10 for just a gun that might be the meta for the next season. You know, and then
Yeah.
that's a big difference between Overwatch and Call of Duty's battle pass is theirs isn't rigged to fuck you because it's strictly cosmetics, whereas Overwatch is you get one character at like what level 40, level 50, and then
55.
50. If you exactly, you have to play the shit out of the battle pass and everything after that and before that, cosmetics. It's just
Yeah.
it's just that Overwatch isn't a game that should be put on a battle pass. I get if everything was cosmetic on it and then you get the character anyways for free, but you have to level up so much on the character or outright buy the character for $20 and then still pay for the battle pass. Like it just ain't worth it at that point.
Like, I think the only selling point that they have in that battle pass is the new character and the mythic. Because I think it's gonna be one new mythic skin every battle pass and whatnot. But even then, like, the battle pass in itself isn't good. It's not like it has you get this free. You got the free battle pass and you got the premium battle pass. It's just one battle pass and you get free shit here and there, but majority of that shit is like premium and whatnot. And like, so even if you do it as a free to play player and you don't spend no money on it, you still won't get the mythic skin from Genji because I think that's part of the premium package and whatnot. They definitely need to like relook at it. They said they did numbers and said that this was an effective method. I say fuck that. Give us our loot boxes back.
You know damn well they didn't do shit for it. They're like, man, we can get money out these motherfuckers. Let's just drop this in here and take out the loot boxes.
And there's people out there that actually paying for that shit, bro. And I'm just like, no, like you gonna let them know that this shit is cool. This shit is not cool. Like I don't give a fuck if you got just $26 sitting on the side. Like no, like don't buy that shit. Like send these motherfuckers a message that this shit isn't cool and whatnot.
I mean, like I said, it's Activision Blizzard. That whole company's just money hungry. Blizzard specifically, yeah. I really just don't think Overwatch 2 should have been a thing. I think the game should have just canceled after like all the controversies and shit that went on with it.
Oh, I ain't gonna say canceled, but they could have handled Overwatch 2 better.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Cancel Overwatch 2 itself and just keep Overwatch 1. I mean, but like with the whole money shit for it or the battle pass shit, Overwatch isn't a game that can thrive off battle passes. The loot boxes, I guess, I get makes sense. Loot boxes in gaming suck cock, anyways. You got the Battlefront one that was awful. You have Genshin Impact also, but that's a gotcha game, so that one like it gets a pass.
Yeah.
But like battle passes in of itself and like this hero style games shouldn't even be in there because you don't get
It
anything
has
but a
gotten so
character.
bad that it's even in 2K now. Like, even though you don't have to pay for it, like, but now the goal in 2K every season lasts pretty much like a month. It's to hit 40. They give you different like clothing. They give you extra badge points. They give you gold cards and all this other stuff that you can use to move around the city. And it's fairly easy to hit 40. Most of the stuff is actually useful, but it's just so crazy to me that the battle pass has infected everything. Everybody is on a battle pass Fortnite. I mean Fortnite battle pass format, and it's horrible to me. But see, the reason I don't complain about 2K is because it's free. You don't have to pay for it. Like 2K gets all their money from them high ass VC prices and how much it costs to upgrade a player. That's where they get their money. They did the numbers, and for you to take a character from 60 to 99 overall, you're gonna have to spend like $100. And there are people out here with 8, 9,
Multiple
10,
characters.
11, 12 builds, fully maxed, 99, all badges. And it's just like, that's just how much money that they make on those games just doing that stuff. But I don't see the battle pass thing going away anytime soon, to be honest with you.
The battle
No,
pass thing and even loot boxes are like the worst things to come to gaming.
Yeah, and I will admit this. I say of all of the battle pass I have dealt with, I mean not battle pass, loot boxes I have dealt with, I do think that the way Overwatch had it actually worked. It wasn't oppressive. I mean, it was like rare that you get a chance to get it, but like if you didn't get out the loot box, you at least had a chance to buy like whatever skin it was for that particular event.
Because you would
the
also
little,
get currency
coins.
out of the boxes.
Yeah, because you'll get currency out of it. It's like if you got like a duplicate or something, which you got a shitload of those, you would get the currency and you say that up and you could buy like the skin that you really want and whatnot. So I say Overwatch, their loot box system was done good. Like it was, I mean, it fucked you, but it didn't fuck you at the same time. If you get what I'm saying.
It fucked you, but you couldn't be mad because it was free.
Like,
Yeah.
Like the only game right now that currently has like the best loot box system is unfortunately Apex. You know, you get the battle pass, you can pay for that, you get your skin. It's all cosmetic, so you know nothing's game changing about it. Then you get like your loot boxes that you could earn in game for free, or you could pay for them if you want. And even if you don't get what you want, you get materials to craft shit you want. So like, battle pass wise and loot box wise, Apex is just dominating that shit right now. There's no other game that is competing with it. Like I said, the next closest thing might be Call of Duty, and even Destiny's battle pass, because Destiny at least gives everybody that exotic. You have to level up to get it, but everybody gets it no matter what. And the rest is just cosmetics and crafting material that you can use. So like those are probably the best 3 games for like battle passes and loot boxes.
But I'm not gonna lie, before we move on, I'm curious to see what they do when the season is over with the Genji skin. Do you add it? Do you just sell it off by itself after that? Or is it like gone, locked away, you can never get it again?
That's a really good question, and I think they are gonna sell it, but like if you pay attention to how the Kiriko skin is now, it's quote unquote on sale for whatever that means, and it shows like the original price from the little sale thing, and I think that should be like an indicator of how much a mythic skin will actually be in Overwatch, and I think they value mythic skins more valuable than legendary, and Kiriko skin is legendary. So we could be looking $35 for that skin, which is ridiculous.
They got me so fucked up.
But the way they little system is set up now, that's what.
Like I said, playing Overwatch couldn't be me.
I'm not buying. I'm not skin, bro. Like it has
it's
to
a free
be
game, but like still, like you're paying.
It has to be top tier. Like it has to be like a top tier ass skin for like one of my characters that I just made, and I just got like some money sitting around, which I gotta give me a new car, so that shit won't be happening no time soon.
Man, it's just like for like 4 skins, 3 skins, you're pretty much paying for a brand new game at that point. Like
Yeah, and then on top of that, if you think about it, $30 that's half a game. Well, a game for
exactly.
$70 now, but you
But
you,
so
you get what
that's
I'm
a little under
saying.
half. Not like you're paying. Oh, well, just one skin's $30.
Yeah.
Not you're buying 2 skins and you could buy a whole new game. Nah, bro, fuck that. That's a whack
Yeah.
ass system. You
It
know,
Yeah,
is.
that's
at least in Destiny, it's like $10 for a skin or for like the cosmetics you want, or even in what,
Mhm.
like you
they'll
said in
give
Street Fighter,
you.
$10 for like
Yeah.
15 skins.
Yeah, you can get a shitload of skins. I mean, they just like
Fuck
color
that.
palettes, but shit. I mean, it's better than what they doing. But as y'all can see, we all have a lot to say about this subject and shit like that. But we're gonna move on. Before we get to Call of Duty and whatnot, we gonna rotate back to Call of Duty because it just came out, and I'm pretty sure we got a lot to say about it. Um, the next top subject, it's kind of like somewhat off there. As y'all do know, Pokemon is coming out in 2 weeks and whatnot. So, article came out like last week or so. Um, I'm pretty sure y'all seen like streamers and whatnot. They do like what's called like Nuzlocke run throughs of the game, which is like if your Pokemon dies, then you can't use them. No, I mean not die, faint. You can't use them no more. That dead and shit like that. So it's pretty popular among streamers and whatnot. So it was two people that's part of the creative team for the Pokemon company approached the higher ups with that idea and whatnot. And from what the article said, the higher ups were ready to fire them for even coming at them with that shit. They said that's just like hacking the game. Like that's how crucial they considered playing the game like that is. Mind you, I mean it was a couple of years ago. They're just now telling us that story, but like, how do y'all feel about that?
They're
Jimmy, you look like you got something to
uh,
say.
they're anti Nuzlocke.
Yes,
So you're telling me they didn't want to add a separate game mode that some people would genuinely enjoy playing the game with? That's
yes, they said it's the equivalent of hacking their.
but like it's like how do I put it? It's like playing black and have you played the black and white Gen 5 at all?
Yeah, I played all of them.
Gen 5 has it where you can set the difficulty from normal difficulty to a harder difficulty. It's pretty much that, but instead of like having like gym leaders increase levels or something, it's just set rules. So set game you can't switch like whenever a Pokemon faints from the enemy team. You know if your Pokemon faints, it could be like grayed out, like you can't use it anymore. Even if it's
Yeah,
like, and then they can set like different clauses, like how people will play it on YouTube and shit, where they're like um species clause. You can't catch like a Polytoad and a Poliwrath later on, shit like that.
yeah.
Um,
Like you can only catch like one Pokemon from a
that
specific area.
yeah, pretty much. I think it'd be cool to have in the game, but the fact that they would just like flat out said, "Nah, you're hacking my game. Get the shit out of here," is really dumb. Like,
Yeah, because they were ready to fire them for even approaching them with that idea, which to me is like ludicrous. Like it's just like you want me to come up with a different innovative way to play the game, and if you look online on YouTube, Twitch, and all that, you see people doing Nuzlocke run and shit like that, and people are actually enjoying when people do that and whatnot. Cause I used this one named Ruffle Raleigh. He just did one. I forgot which game it was, but he just did one, and that shit is doing better on his second channel than it is than what his main channel is about.
and
And
that's
that shit is
weird.
just
Oh my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you good. Go ahead.
And I think it's weird because the most popular Pokemon stuff, besides like where to find certain Pokemon or certain items, is hardcore Nuzlocks. Monotype Nuzlocke, shit like that. Just that specific stuff has such a huge following on it. It's just
Mm-hmm.
You don't even see gameplay of the game anymore unless it's like a random Nuzlocke. You know, they get the hacked ones, randomized Nuzlocks, or just like I said, the monotype based Nuzlocke. I think my favorite ones to watch is like shiny only Nuzlocke because they'll spend a month on the game just looking for
Yeah.
to fill out their team pretty much. I just I don't know. I think it's a missed opportunity. They can even put it as DLC, you know, free DLC. You download this, it
Mm-hmm.
adds that certain mode in there. You could play it if you want, play it if you don't want. You know, I think it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, that's surprising.
So
But
and what you got? And you
uh,
go ahead, and then I'll say what I gotta say.
I think it's on brand for Nintendo itself because Nintendo wants you to play their games how they intend you to
Mhm.
play it. You know, I that's my biggest gripe with Nintendo right now is if it's their way or the highway, pretty much.
Yeah.
Y- You know, then that's the only thing I don't like because like you know they're like, oh, we took these games off shelf. These certain soundtracks on video games we took off shelf. You can't find them anywhere unless you hack our game. But if you do, we're gonna file a lawsuit, whatever. I just think I personally don't like Nintendo for the fact that they're greedy about that shit. Like you sold the game and you haven't re-released the game. We can't find it anywhere online to play or anything. Like, help me out, bro. Even if
Yeah.
they have to release like their own like website to where you play ROMs and play their games through that website or whatever, I think would be
Mhm.
very profitable, very like worth going into. But Nintendo's just my way or the highway type shit, and it's stupid. They're
Yeah,
missing out on a lot of money.
they do that because they do sometimes they get to like the custom made Pokemon games where like they create like their own region
Hmm.
and whatnot. Like they'll use the wrong and I ain't gonna lie, games are actually cool. And you get like a different like take. Cause I think one of them you become like a member of Team Rocket and you know you
Yeah,
work your way up through the ranks and shit to become like the boss and shit. They have one where you play as a gym leader. You
yeah,
keep going until you lose and whatnot. Like you, if once you lose like so many times, then you know you're not a gym leader and shit like that. They got one where you can visit. Like they create like their own regions and they have like their own different type of Pokemon, like fan made Pokemon and shit like that. And those actually get like a lot of traction. And so the fact that the Pokemon company won't like explore those ideas or it like even if they don't want to put it in the main game, they can come out with like a side game or like
yeah.
another mode or something where you can have those types of runs, which I think a lot of people would actually enjoy that shit.
I just think that Nintendo's lazy with that. You know, it's like I said, their way or the highway. You know, you're gonna play my game the way I made it, specifically to be played no other way. You know, fuck your 2 cents. You know, you don't get shit. Just play like this and only like this, which I think is dumb, especially for gaming, because gaming's all about playing it however you want to play it. Take it at your own pace. Play it how you know. If you want to impose certain challenges on yourself, do it. Fuck it, why not? I just don't get why they're so stubborn on this shit.
I don't either. Um, Chris, you got anything else to say on this one?
Nah,
All
y'all the
right.
Pokemon experts.
All right, so sticking with Pokemon for just like a brief second and whatnot. So I don't know if y'all heard, but there's like 18 badges in the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You have the 8 main badges for the main Pokemon League story and whatnot. So like like in any other known Pokemon game, there's 5 for the other 2 paths respectively and whatnot. Now we don't have much more details about that. We still and from what it looked like, I remember last time we was talking about it. It looks like you can do them all in one playthrough. It's not like you have to like start a new game plus to choose the other paths. And so I personally think this is like a good thing. It gives us more to do. More it's like more of an accomplishment because I don't think there's ever been a time. Well, now in like what was gold and silver where you can collect all 8 badges from Johto and Kanto.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, it's a good thing, like a good accomplishment.
It's more
Um,
content for the $60 game, you know? And there's nothing wrong with more
exactly,
content.
exactly.
I
Give you more shit to do.
I
Go ahead.
personally want to see. I want them to make a Pokemon game where you can either start from the very first set of Gen 1 Pokemon and work your way all the way up to the current, or once you beat the story of the new game. I remember how they used to do it on the old games, where once you did the current story, you could go back and do like the old gyms, the old gym leaders, catch different
Yeah,
Pokemon from that
like
generation. Yeah,
yeah,
because
like
I mean, I just feel like that
Geostorm.
would be the ultimate content, is just going through all of the generations. Now, if you want to make the levels like higher than 100, or just keep it at that 100 level, um, I would want to see them do that, because I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm kind of done keeping up with Pokemon and all these
So
weird ass things they coming up with.
so
When
so
I
so do y'all want to get into this right quick about like doing like starting from like Gen 1 all the way up to I think Gen 9 now,
And do
and
it like a
like
live service
how to
kinda?
go about that? Yeah,
I think
I
to go
mean,
about it is a live service game because you have a set generation. You start Gen 1. You know,
hmm
you play that shit through. You blow through all the content. You go through it. Then, like the live service game would eventually update. You get your plateau island, or is it plateau islands? You get the plateau islands, then you get the orange islands. Gen 2. You get to ship between Gen 2 to Gen 3. You just gotta. I just think that there's, how would I put it? There's a lot of stuff in Pokemon, but there's not a lot of stuff to put it for a continuously growing game, unless they're like
yeah,
dropping a new regions every year or every 2 years. And then there's not enough
yeah.
content to fill in between those to fill it in,
It's not
unless
enough
like
content in those
y-
generations to last for like a year or two.
yeah,
Not especially not two. I don't think so.
yeah, like it would be hard for Pokemon to do it. Like unless Pokemon's like this next generation is the last generation, and for their final game, final remake or whatever, they make it all just one jumbo game. You start here, and you're gonna end up here at the end of the game. And if you want to
Yeah,
reset between regions, start new teams, new levels, and everything, or just keep going and just gradually build your way up.
yeah. So I think you're right on that, and I think if they was to go like live, like we get like a live Pokemon service game, what I would think you should do, 6 months is kind of seem like it's a little bit too long, unless they just like add like little events per generation and whatnot. Um, but you
I
can
say every
probably
three
do it
months.
like but see if you do it every 3 months, that's gonna run through. You'll
Y-
easily run through your
The whole game.
generations and shit like that. Yeah. So, and then another thing is if you do make it a live service, it'll be one of those situations where like, okay, once we collect all 8 badges, beat the Elite Four an hour and shit like that. Now, what an idea that I think would be good. I think if you do it like 3 to 4 months per gen, um, I don't lock the gym badges, collecting them behind like time
Paywalls.
gated. Yeah, that
Oh
and
yeah,
time
time gate would be
gated.
worse. Time would
Yeah,
be a
like
lot
don't
worse.
time gate it. I say in order to keep things fresh, you update the gyms. You make them a little bit challenging. You add like little events and shit there. Like you don't put the legendaries in. Like you don't put the legendaries in. Maybe one, for like in game and
Or
whatnot.
season.
And we get dungeons for each legendary Pokemon during that season, and you split that up so that way you have fresh content throughout the season. So like for Gen 1, we'll have like the first seasonal activity list, because Pokemon normally comes out around like what, November and whatnot. So
Yeah.
like the first little major event they'll have is for Articuno. You know, he's ice type, Christmas and snow and all the other shit and whatnot. So, you know, you had that last from Thanksgiving throughout right before Christmas and whatnot. And middle of January, we get something for Zapdos, so on and so forth. We end it off right before we get to the new gen, like Gen 2. You give us Mew and whatnot, or Mewtwo, whichever one y'all prefer. I mean, you didn't know Mew is stronger than Mew. Spoiler warning, and shit like that. I think it's a good idea. I mean, it's definitely something to take a
It's
look
a
at.
refresher. It's a refresher. for
Yeah,
me.
cause I think everybody that's ever played any Pokemon game wants to go through all gens and whatnot. And then another thing is like when you go to like Gen 2 and whatnot, we can be like Ash. We can give our Pokemon to Professor Oak and reset that shit. Like start anew.
Or and then also add kind of build it like the shows, to be honest with you. Build it like the shows. Put a storyline in there. All of the people that Ash would run around with, or and from one to now, add them
Mm-hmm.
in there. All those interactions with Team Rocket, add those in there. All of the detours, add those in there. I mean, it's just so many ways that I feel like they could go at it. That would make a more game than a better game than point A to point Z. Um, build your team up. That way, when you fight the top person, you good. Because we all know, by the time you got to the end of the new gen Pokemon games, if you had at least two, maybe three of them that was 100 maxed, that was no competition. You was one shot in everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, also
And
do a
just
remake.
I
want
think the
gold.
next ones to get remake is black and white.
I don't
We
want
might
that.
get that next year.
I want gold.
They
You want
already
them to
did
remake?
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they already.
Hear me out. To make Pokemon peak Pokemon again, make it 16-bit, 8-bit, whatever it was. Like
I don't think.
Gen
I don't think
5.
they're gonna like.
Yeah. Give it a facelift. I mean, look what they did with Metroid.
Yeah, I'm fine with it how it is. 3D. It doesn't look as good as the 8-bit models did. Like
And
some things that should
just
look how it is just don't look as good rounded out with 3D models.
just a FYI, Orange Islands has never been in a Pokemon.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned North Islands.
Never. And ironic, that is actually that's the very first championship that Ash won was from the Orange Island where he beat Lance.
Yeah,
If you
but it
didn't
wasn't no
know,
Pokemon League.
I mean, it was a
Also,
version of the league. But if you don't know, now you know.
those years of getting his shit pushed in, and he finally won the championship. What, 20 years later?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it took some
That's what
time.
Jesus.
it took a while. It took a while for my boy. Hey, shout out to Ash. He won one, and now he's trying to beat the champion, Leon, right now to become the.
Oh, he's fighting
Well,
Leon right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Right.
it because
But
I one shot at that shit. So he need to step his game up.
but
Uh,
now let's get into some my bad. Jay. We'll
Nah,
have
you
to move
good.
on.
I was about to
We'll
talk
touch
shit.
back. Let's get into some juicy shit. So I know we've been rambling on about probably some shit that none of y'all didn't care about. But if you stuck around to this point, I fucking know that you seen that fucking God of War leak. Between that fight between Kratos and fucking and Thor. I just know you seen it. That shit was amazing. That mother. Hey, a spoiler alert! Like spoiler warning now. I'm about to spoil it for you if you didn't see. In 3, 2, 1, this motherfucker Thor killed Kratos and was like, "Nah, motherfucker, I ain't done with you yet." It gave that man a revive on the
Yes.
spot, and like, get your ass up. I want to see the real you. Boy, when I seen that shit, I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker here is gonna be something serious."
It
Like,
looked good.
yeah, like
I'm very hyped for it.
that shit was amazing, bro. Like, I'm just
I'm
up there, like,
It
ain't
reminds
no
me of the
fucking
hyped
fucking
way.
for the all of the horror. I'm just hyped for the horror games. I mean, I'm hyped for God of War too, but I know I'll play that eventually. But the level of horror games coming out is just I'm
oh,
excited.
Callisto Protocol.
I heard that was
That one looks hype. But
That one actually had like a trailer and like a little gameplay video drop. We're not gonna be able to get to it this week, but next week for sure it's definitely gonna be on the list. I'll make sure to
yeah.
top
yeah,
it.
That's definitely
That Thor Kratos fight was hype, dude. Yeah, I'm very excited to play it next month.
And it was like only like what, like 13 seconds or some shit like that.
Yeah,
It wasn't
30 to
even that
15 seconds.
long.
It wasn't even long. He was just like, I ain't done whooping your ass. Get your ass back up, man. It was
Exactly.
what's that stupid South Park thing? He's like, I ain't hear no bell.
Exactly. I ain't no man. Then proceeded to get his ass open. Yeah, that God of War trailer was hype. It comes out next week, and I know everybody is excited for that shit. I'm excited. I will be streaming over there on my personal channel. I can't wait.
Oh, I'm very hyped for it.
So, let's see. What else do we? I have another topic, but I kind of was waiting on Harmony to be here because I want to. Oh, we can get into this. This will be like our last topic for the night. For this episode, um, we touched on it a little bit earlier on in the episode. We gonna go back to Sony to end. We started with Sony. We're gonna end with Sony. So there's a rumor going around that Sony is acquiring CD Projekt Red. Now, if you don't know who CD Projekt Red is, they are the people behind Cyberpunk and The Witcher, two of them major titles. I think that'll be a big pickup for them. Like that, Cyberpunk started off rocky. They eventually got their shit together. It's one, and thanks to the anime, it's made like a resurgence in player base for that game. The Witcher is one of the best games of all times. I'm pretty sure if Reload was here, he would agree with me. So
they're remaking
what?
the first one.
Yeah, and they're remaking. So what do y'all feel about this? Like, if this acquisition is true and whatnot, like, what do y'all think that does for Sony in the gaming industry?
Something. I think it's
Yeah,
pretty interesting. I mean, The Witcher people consider one of the best games of all time. So I mean, it's a good storytelling game. It could go either way. Cyberpunk, because it took so long to even make it, went through what 3 generations of games before it finished production. That's why it was so rocky. But with the anime Edge Runners came out, it helped resurge it back up. It's interesting. It could go either way. The game could either come out real buggy like Cyberpunk started, if the project takes so long to make, or it could be like The Witcher and be one of the games of this generation, of this decade, really.
Yeah.
So it's a coin toss. Yeah, it could go either way, I think. But it's an interesting thing to take a look at.
yeah. I mean, if you really want me to be honest with you, if it's true, it's just strengthening Xbox's case to acquire Call of Duty. I think they use it, to be honest with you, because you've seen Sony is already hiding the release date of Wolverine because Xbox is trying to use that, saying that basically, like, look, that Sony isn't gonna miss these games, So us acquiring them, they even said it themselves, like Sony has double the users of what we do, so they won't miss these, having these studios, these Call of Duty games. If we made these games exclusive, it would not hurt them at all,
That
pretty much.
that's true to a certain extent because I mean, yeah, if they acquire CD Projekt Red, they get The Witcher, they get Cyberpunk, and the other titles that they have. But I honestly don't think none of those titles are as big as Call of Duty. Call of Duty is one of the best selling franchises of all time. Like no matter what, like no matter how the game is, no matter how bad the reviews are, and all that other shit. Um, not that many games can just compete with Sony. And I think the other game, I mean not Sony, I'm sorry, Call of Duty. And one of the games that can compete with it is fucking World of Warcraft. That's another title.
I mean,
And
Fortnite hit
whatnot.
the numbers up there too, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, yeah, Fortnite.
I mean,
But
like,
I just think as far as like the acquisition goes, I don't think acquiring CD Projekt Red would be something that would move the needle in that argument. I understand what you're saying, but I would say like a company that would move that needle to Xbox agenda and whatnot to actually prove their point if they acquire somebody like Square Enix or Capcom for just to name two titles. I mean not two titles, two franchises. If they was to acquire them, then I would think that would be way heavily favored for Xbox to actually win that case with Call of Duty. Yeah, they're single player companies with like very minimal multiplayer, but I don't think CD Projekt acquiring them moves the needle in that argument.
See, I feel
Or
like
what?
it does because I mean, if you look at the rumored users that Cyberpunk has been putting up in the past couple of months, we're talking about over a million users. You're talking about The Witcher, one of the greatest, one of the highest rated storytelling franchises, in of a generation of games, and they span across generations of systems too. So I mean, I honestly do feel like them acquiring them would kind of like hurt them. And then also due to the fact that they're kind of like pushing games back or trying to keep more games under wraps. But I mean, I just I don't know. I feel like it could still go either way. But it would not surprise me if this transaction went through and Xbox pulled Activision,
No.
because
And
I'm not gonna lie to you, I would love it. You know why? Because I would get every single Call of Duty on Game Pass, and then I would never have to buy that shit again. But also too, I'm super excited. I don't know if y'all heard this or seen this. 2025 is Call of Duty is gonna be a Advanced Warfare 2.
yeah, I did see
Um,
that.
so I'm definitely excited about their storytelling on that end. I hope they continue the story um with the characters from the first one. Because I just feel like that was a good storytelling game. One of the highest rated stories in Call of Duty history. Um, but hey, I'm saying is don't in like 5 6 years or however long that contract is, don't be surprised if you're seeing console exclusive Call of Duty to Xbox. So
Well, based off of their little what they're saying, like in order for them to actually, the main thing for the deal to go through is for it not to be an exclusive because that's what Xbox has been preaching. That it's not they're not just gonna be exclusive. They're not just gonna make it an exclusive and whatnot. So Jimmy, what
but
you got?
Sony is trying to
oh,
lock it in on Game Pass though.
I think even if
Yeah.
they get Call of Duty, they might dominate the multiplayer aspect of gaming for a little while. But even then, their numbers still won't drive what the single player storytelling that Sony has because they have a fucking monster roster of games that are just graphically, storytelling wise, soundtrack wise, they're hitting the numbers. And worst case scenario, they're like, well, we got a cult following on Bloodborne. We'll make Bloodborne 2 and just fucking decimate Xbox again. It's just they have such a huge roster of
Excuse
companies
me.
under their belt. It just won't matter what Xbox gets. I think. Like I think even if they do acquire Square Enix and Activision Blizzard and Call of Duty, it just it just won't compete to whatever they're gonna throw out for their storytelling games.
I don't know, bro. Square Enix do got Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy.
They do,
I
but
don't think.
I
I
think
don't
it's just
think
a hard thing to
Xbox.
compete with.
I don't think Xbox could get Square Enix because they've mostly been working close with Sony
Yeah,
since forever. So
day one.
yeah. So I feel like if they was to pick a side, it would be Sony and whatnot. But I don't know, this whole little thing with them and Activision Blizzard. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, like if it goes, it goes. Doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, because at the end of the day, I feel like if let's just say it doesn't fall through, it's already the little seeds have already been planted that if it doesn't fall through, then Activision Blizzard is gonna make plans or contracts with Xbox so that shit will go to Xbox first, or Xbox will get their exclusives first, and all that. Because I mean, that's just how it looks like. I mean, and shit like that. But this isn't the first time we deal with it as far as like exclusive shit between Xbox and PlayStation as far as Call of Duty goes and whatnot. They can't take Overwatch 2 off PlayStation or Sony now because it's already out. And probably any future projects they have that haven't been already announced, then yeah, they can make that exclusive and whatnot. Chris, you got something you want to say? End it off.
Um, it'll fall. At the end of the day, it's all a money exchange. It's billionaires fighting over billions. You know, they're not gonna lose it all. We're gonna be the ones that lose, no matter how this goes. But um, we are gonna get to play Call of Duty. Me personally, I feel like it's not gonna go through. I don't feel like it's gonna be exclusive because even if Xbox does acquire them, I could see them wanting to continuously reach into Sony's pockets because the more money Sony makes, with you having these companies, the more money you have potential to make because it's Call of Duty. If you own the
Yeah.
rights to it or whatever, Sony's gonna have to pay you for, having it. So it's just like, why not want to, reach into your competition's pockets, and collect rent from them,
Yeah,
you know?
and I feel like they should make it on both consoles. I mean, since they own it, they low key can over charge for it, and I doubt Call of Duty title that person would be willing to just like not willing to have on this system because they know how much it means to them. But yeah, it is a good way for them to like dip in the Sony pockets for fun. But that is going to be it for us on this episode of the podcast. I'd like to thank everybody that joined us today. I'd like to thank Sam for the work he's doing behind the scenes to get this going. Like I said earlier, we will on YouTube here on out. If we switch to Twitch or if we do it on both, we'll make sure to let y'all know. Hey, stay tuned to the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe, share the videos and whatnot. Help us out, get us out there. As always, I'm your host, Damcom, with Chris, Pretty Boy Jimmy, and Saltiest of Seniors. Harmony couldn't be with us tonight, but hopefully she'll be with us next week. Peace.
We out.
Same.
I'll let him know we're offline. We'll see what happens.
I don't think so.
No, we're still going. We just gotta wait for him to fucking put down.
Uh,
We'll see how long it takes.
meanwhile. That's it. That's it.
All right, well I'm gonna hop out then. I'll catch up boys later.
Me too. All right, later.
Later.